Order. I've called the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Associate Minister for Social Development and Employment and asks, does she agree with all the recommendations proposed by the Whanau Ora Taskforce in the report released to her last week? If so, when does she intend to release that report?
The Honourable Tariana Turia.
Speaker, the Government is currently considering all the recommendations of the report, and the report will be released once it has gone through the appropriate process.
Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Does the Minister believe that the integrity of Māori Party policy regarding whanau ora will be compromised when implemented by the Government? Or had she always intended that this be a one-size-fits-all approach to whanau ora?
The Honourable Tariana Turia.
Sorry, Mr Speaker, could she repeat the question, please?
No problem. The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
I'm happy
repeat
to.
the question.
Does the Minister believe that the integrity of Māori Party policy regarding whanau ora will be compromised when implemented by the Government, or had she always intended that this be a one-size-fits-all approach to whanau ora?
Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, no, I don't believe that the integrity of the Whanau Ora program will be compromised, because it was always believed that this particular concept could be translated into any community within Aotearoa, and I've been very clear about that right from the beginning.
The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
I didn't think heel, sit or
Order. I've
was
called
in their vocabulary. Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Does the Minister still believe that she retains support from the Ministers of Health and Pacific Island Affairs to initiate her original whanau ora policy? And will this support extend to a preferred provider pathway to implement whanau ora?
Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, I'm very happy to report to the House that all of the ministers involved in this particular project have been supportive, and that it is my firm belief that it will be rolled out as soon as possible.
Te urura Flavel.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, kia ora tātou e te whare, ko taku pātai ki te minita. Has the Minister heard any reports about how Māori have received the concept of whanau ora?
Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, I've been advised that over 600 people attended the 22 hui held throughout the country by the task force to discuss whanau ora, and there was over 100 written submissions, and the overall responses indicated enormous enthusiasm.
The Honourable Parakura Haramia.
Does she agree with the Prime Minister, who likened whanau ora to a waterbed and suggested if you push down on one side, if you don't address the problems, it's going to rise on the other side? If not, why not?
The Honourable Tariana Turia.
Sexy, not your waterbed.
Order.
Mr Speaker.
Order. The question's been asked. I'm sure the House wants to hear the Minister's answer. The Honourable.
Well, I'm hoping that the bed might have just the Prime Minister in it and not the person who asked the questions. But I think that...
Now look, order. I apologise to the Minister. The House has enjoyed a bit of fun on this, but I can't hear the Minister, and I think it's only reasonable I should be able to. A little more reasonable with the noise, please. The Honourable Tariana Turia, does she wish to give further answer?
Well, of course, I always agree with what the Prime Minister says.
The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta. Order. I've called the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
When was the Minister informed that her comments to Q&A suggesting that whanau ora was guaranteed $1 billion in funding were incorrect? Given yesterday the Prime Minister confirmed her desired funding was clearly not possible, as the bulk of funding will need to come from baseline budgets.
Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, there was never any agreement by the Government that they would hand over $1.2 billion. In fact, that amount was suggested at the economic conference that was held in Auckland that 1% of the budget might be a fair amount to look at changing the way in which services are provided in the social and health sector.
Question, I beg your pardon, Te Urura Flavel.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Does the Minister know of any organisations that will be able to run with Whanau Ora?
The Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, there are too many to mention, but what I will be supporting is an EOI process that will be rolled out seeking from those providers who are interested.
Point of order, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
I seek leave to table a document of a preferred provider pathway model presented to the Minister for the House to have access to.
Member mind telling the House where the document's from?
Te Whanau o Waipareira.
The leavers sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection? Oh, sorry, there is objection. I beg your pardon, there is objection. Te Urura Flavel.
To the Minister, for the purposes of the House, could the Minister explain why is Whanau Ora needed?
The Honourable Tariana Turia.
Mr Speaker, it's because the results for Whanau have been disappointing because of the poor performance across the state sector. There's been inconsistencies, fragmentation, overlaps in service delivery, duplication of effort, and frequently confusion and frustration for those who have been seeking assistance.
Question number 11, Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr.